Singapore has blocked 6 websites posing as news outlets after authorities assessed they could be used to mount hostile information campaigns. An expert says such sites can shape public opinion during elections, stoke social tensions, or even generate profit. The Infocom Media Development Authority has directed internet service providers to disable access for users in Singapore. Aslam Shah with more.
They look like legitimate news sites with headlines, trending stories, and familiar layouts. These sites, operated by foreign actors, use Singapore-related names like Singapore Headline, Singapore Buzz, and Nanyang Weekly. They carry local news content, often copied from mainstream outlets, but presented as their own. An expert says it's a common tactic used by such sites to build trust with readers before being used for false narratives.
Our research shows now that foreign interference as a service is actually a business, or it could just be a politically motivated group, or it could just be a PR company that wants to make use of this for profit. But whatever it is, these are all risks to us, whether it's in risk of scams, risk of foreign interference.
Of the 6 blocked websites, 5 were created on the same day in March 2021. More than 4 years later, they went dormant before reappearing just over a week later with a revamped look more closely resembling authentic news websites. During the 2025 general election campaign period, 4 of them published election-related content. The 6th site, sgtimes.com, published an article in July describing itself as a mainstream Singapore media outlet. As at 23rd April, the sites are all blocked. Authorities say 5 of the sites are part of a wider network of fake news websites, flagged for deceptive behavior by Google's threat analysis group and cybersecurity firm Mandiant.
So MHA says these websites could be used to, quote, mount hostile information campaigns, but just browsing through them, they contain articles that seem far from hostile. For example, this over here is on colourful murals at Kampong Glam, and here is on the opening of a new hotel, and right here even sports news on a local hurdler breaking a record.
These tactics have been used to launch information campaigns because the news site itself looks like a real news site with regular news, but it's already got things like propaganda and it's got things like fake information planted inside. And it's very difficult, if you are not really paying attention, to really identify which is true and which is false.
Authorities warn such sites can be used to sway public sentiment and undermine trust in public institutions. They add that Singaporeans should remain vigilant and be alert to such websites and the threat they pose. Similar action to disable 10 inauthentic websites was taken in October 2024.
The inauthentic websites signal something more insidious online, that hostile information campaigns are becoming more sophisticated. You've likely seen them before as fake social media accounts pushing narratives by particular groups, exploiting algorithms to hit specific demographics, or as videos and articles mimicking legitimate news while spreading falsehoods, or selectively presenting facts to fit their agenda. These disinformation campaigns are becoming more complex, with changes in both scale and strategy.
So we might not necessarily see competing narratives where somebody says A and somebody says no, actually B. We might just see a flood of these type of narratives in the space to the point that the audience doesn't know who to believe, doesn't know where to get their accurate information from. And that will allow these bad actors, whether state or non-state, to achieve the nefarious aims that they have.
Those aims could include widening rifts within a society, turning populations against their governments, or undermining their national interests. And the tactics aren't new. These campaigns have targeted multiple countries before. Mr. Fang cited Russian interference in the 2016 US election, while another expert highlighted an intense campaign in the Philippines and South China Sea tensions. CNA's investigations have also uncovered an AI-driven campaign spreading lies about Singapore's foreign policy, economy, and leadership.
I think the worrying part now is that when new international events happen, that becomes a way to sow discord, maybe linking to the previous disinformation campaign. And AI unfortunately speeds that up and make it a lot cheaper to do that. So which means that in the past, maybe a bad actor could do one campaign, right? But now with AI democratizing the use of these tools for bad actors, multiple campaigns can be run at the same time. And that's really, really scary to keep track.